Greetings, this is BeRea Tea Time and NoTruthNow.com, and we are in the middle of a series, with Mr. Smith Wigglesworth, and today it's called Common Sense. Yeah, we need more of that. Chapter 17. I have had people ask me, is it every Christian's privilege to have his eyes preserved so that he never needs to wear glasses? That is a question I will answer here. The aging process affects every person. There are many people who have been praying ever since they were 10 years old, and if praying and the life within them could have altered the situation, it would have been altered. But I see that many are here today with gray hair and white hair. This shows that the natural man decays, and you cannot do what you like with it. But the supernatural man may so abound in the natural man that it never decays. It can be replaced by divine life. There comes a time in life when, at age 50 or so, all eyes, without exception, begin to grow dim. However, although the natural man has had a change, I believe and affirm that the supernatural power can be so ministered to us that even our eyesight can be preserved right through. But I say this, any person who professes to have faith and then gets a large print Bible so that he will not need glasses is a fool. Ruh-roh. It presents a false impression before the people. He must see that if he wants to carry a Bible that is not huge, his eyesight may require some help, or he may not be able to read correctly. I have been preaching faith to my people for 30 years. When my daughter came back from Africa and saw her mother and me with glasses, she was amazed. When our people saw us put glasses on for the first time, they were very troubled. They were no more troubled than we were, but I found it was far better to be honest with the people and acknowledge my condition than get a Bible with large print and deceive the people and say that my eyesight was all right. I like to be honest. My eyesight gave way at about age 53, and somehow God is doing something. I am now 68, and I do not need a stronger prescription than I needed then, and I'm satisfied that God is restoring me. When I was seeking this way of divine healing, I was baffled because all the people had mighty testimonies of divine healing were wearing glasses. I said, I cannot go on with this thing. I am baffled every time I see the people preaching divine healing wearing glasses. And I got such a bitterness in my spirit that God had to settle me along with that line. And I believe that I have not yet fully paid the price. My eyes will be restored, but until then, I will not deceive anybody. I will wear glasses until I can see perfectly. A woman came up to me today and I noticed that she had no teeth. Why? I said, your mouth is very uneven. Your gums have dropped in some places, and they were very uneven. Yes, she said, I am trusting the Lord for a new set of teeth. That is very good, I said. How long have you been trusting him for them? 3 years. Look here, I said. I will be like Gideon. I will put the fleece out, and I will tell the Lord that I will trust him to see me teeth in 10 days or money to buy a new set in 10 days. Whichever came first. I would believe it was from him. In 8 days, $50 came to her from a person whom she had never been acquainted with in any way, and it brought her a beautiful set of teeth, and she looked nice in them. Often I pray for a person's eyesight, and as soon as he is prayed for, he believes, and God stimulates his faith, but his eyesight is about the same. What should I do? He asked. Should I go away without my glasses? Can you see perfectly? I asked. Do you need any help? Yes. If I were to go without my glasses, I would stumble. Put your glasses on, I say. For When your faith is perfected, you will no longer need your glasses. When God perfects your faith, your glasses will drop off. But as long as you need them, use them. You can take that for what you like, but I believe in common sense. Chapter 18. That's neat. That's neat that he covers that. Chapter 18. Divine life brings divine health. See from Mark 1 how Jesus was quickened by the power of the Spirit of God and how he was driven by the Spirit into the wilderness. Verses 9 through 12. See how John was also so filled with the Spirit of God that he had a cry within him, and the cry moved all of Israel. Verses 2 through 5. When God gets a hold of a man in the Spirit, he can have a new cry, something in God's order. A man may cry for 50 years without the Spirit of the Lord, and the more he cries, the less people notice him. But if he's filled with the Holy Spirit and cries once, people feel the effects. And that's the start of chapter 18. And we're just going to go ahead and, we're only 6 minutes in. We'll have to come back. We'll keep this a short one. So we'll just call it BeRea Tea Time, and NoTruthNow.com out.